Hi, have you seen the exciting new paper pumpkin card kit? Hi, I'm Angela Palmer from Stamp with Angela, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share the first paper pumpkin kit to come to the South Pacific. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the Lakeside Retreat paper pumpkin kit, and I'm going to show you the cards that are part of this kit, and then together we're going to have fun and have a play and make some alternatives using this kit as well. So whether you've got the kit or not, hopefully it will show you what the kit is like, give you some ideas, and it might even inspire you and help you with your card making so you can come up with some wonderful ideas as well. So thank you for joining me. For those that don't know me, I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator based on the North Shore in Auckland, and I've been one for over 14 years. So enjoying my journey as a demonstrator, initially signing up to be able to sort of buy my own supplies and maybe do a class once a month and things. And now it's more than that, and I do classes and lives and all sorts of things. So if you're joining me today, let me know you're here. I'm excited that you're able to join me, whether live or the recording. Hi, Elizabeth. Anyone else here? Let me know that you're here as well. And you can comment even if you're watching the recording later. All right, so let's check out the paper pumpkin kit. Now, if you've subscribed, let me know. Maybe it's only just arrived, so you might not have had a chance to have a go yet, but let's take a look. All right, here we go. So this is paper pumpkin. So you might be thinking, what is paper pumpkin and why is it called this? So the idea comes from the story of Cinderella. Obviously, you know, in a pumpkin and things. Travels to the ball on a pumpkin. So the idea is you get a box, and then with what is inside it, you can create all sorts of exciting things. So it's a bit like Cinderella, you know, who is just, you know, helps at home and that kind of thing. And she gets transformed into a beautiful ball gown. The pumpkin gets transformed into a carriage, and off she goes to the ball. So with what's inside, you can transform this and make some exciting new things. All right, so I've opened my box before and I've had a little play. So it's not going to look quite like when you first open it, but when you do open it, it will be wrapped in some, whoops, my tissue paper is here. It's wrapped in some tissue paper, and you get a sealed pack, which is basically like all these things here sealed together in it. You get a little ink spot, which is this, and this is one of the exciting new ink colors, and you get a stamp set. Okay, now I've put my stamps on blocks and things, so it's a little bit different. Now what I did was, when I first got it, I inked up the whole thing before I took anything off, and I stamped it, and that way I know what goes where. Okay, so now when I'm putting stamps back on, then I can put them in their place. And what I might actually do, and I'll do that now, is tape this down so that I don't lose it. So you can use some glue or tape. So that thin piece of plastic, I should really use my take your pick tool for this. There we go. Where are we? And where's that? Because otherwise I've lost it already. Where is it? Here it is. So I'm going to stick that piece down over the top. So when I finish with a stamp, I can get my stamp and then put it face down like that, and then put those on, and it's in the right spot. So if you haven't taken them off yet, you may like to get yourself a little bit of card, ink up the whole thing, stamp it. Then I have put the thin layer down, kept the thick one on top, and then used that. So there's a little tip for you. All right, and yeah, okay, so when you get your first kit, you will also get a block. So it's a block like this. It is a thinner one, and it's obviously a bigger size, so it can use a multiple of stamps and things, and you just need to switch them around as you use them. Now, I've got a few stamps here, so I've actually put them on other blocks so I can keep them, ready to go. But so if you've got other blocks, feel free to use them. If not, you've got the one in the box to help you. With your kit, you get these instructions. All right, so these are the 3 cards that it makes. And if you open up and you have a look here, it shows you what you need for each card. This is if you're going to do it exactly like it is. So let me just show you the contents and then we can have a look. So you've got all these wonderful envelopes. So they're all printed as well, all the same there. We've got some different card bases. So we've got this one here, front and back. We've got the striped one, and then we've got the wood grain. Okay, and they're printed so when you fold it in half, you've got the design there and on the back as well. You've got 3 of each. You then get some die cut bits. So these are some of the images that you get to go on the different cards, and they're very easy just to push out. So they're like cut, but then they're attached in just a couple of places. So you just have to very carefully take them out. So there were 3 sheets of these to make the 3 sets of cards. So I've already used one to make it exactly how they show. And then today we're going to vary it up a bit. All right, so you pull all those out like so. There we go. So they're kind of the image ones. So I'll leave this one and put that in the box. We'll use that later. Then we've got some of these for the sentiments and things. So we'll push out a couple of these so you can see what they're like as well. Again, all pre-cut. You just need to release them from there. We've got some other die cut pieces like the circle and these pieces to give us a kind of bit of background. What else do we have? My card bases. Oh, and we've also got these ones here, which we're going to do a little bit of stamping on. So I'll pull them off and I'll show you what we use for each card and things. So there's some different sizes. Need to be careful. I've got a bit of ink on my hands. Okay. All right. I'm just putting those in the box so I don't lose them. And then we've got some embellishments, which is great. So they're like pebbles. We've got some tape. And we've also got some dimensionals. Please don't. Oh, here they are. So you can see I've used some already. So these are the mini dimensionals. So I think that's most of the things in our box and our envelopes, obviously. So lots there to make the cards. So what I tend to do when I make my cards is I kind of work out what needs to go with what. So for example, I'll just show you for one card and then I'll show you the cards and we'll make it go from there. So for example, this card here is this one. So it needs this card base. We need that strip. We need the little fish. We need the 5 of the embellishments. We need that pecan pie piece, which is where, now I can't find it. That's blue. Did I get it out? Oh, there it is. We need a white piece that will go in there that fits. And I think, and that piece there as well, which is that one. It also shows you what stamps we're going to stamp. So we're going to stamp the Happy Father's Day, that, I don't know what you call that, grassy one, the birds, and the rope, and then You Are an Inspiration. It's so little I'm struggling to see it. So what I tend to do is I would tend to do the stamping first and then the constructing. So if you're going to make them as they are, I would put them in piles and sort out what's for card 1, what's for card 2, what's for card 3. Okay. Then you can look at more detail. Here is card 1. So I'm going to stamp on my white piece, Happy Father's Day, and then the rope. So I would get my ink and do that. So let's just do that so you can see. So I just got some scissors and broke the seal there so I could lift this off. So with a stamping spot, I tend to stamp that way. So let's stamp this one so you can kind of see. Happy Father's Day. With things like ropes, you could put it on and it might be a bit bent. So I tend to put it down flat, then put my block on top. And then I'm going to stamp at the top and stamp at the bottom. Okay. The other stamping we need is, except that was the wrong one. I need the short one, not the long one. So let me find that. One of these. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you do it different, but if you want to do it the same. So that would be where you'd stamp your inspiration. And then we've got to do a little bit of stamping on the card. So if you look here, we're doing some of the grass down here and then birds in the sky. Then I'm going to put this lid on so I don't get ink where I don't want it. Then it shows us what we put where. So on this piece, we're going to put dimensionals, mini dimensionals. On this one here, because that'll be there, half of it will be on the raised and half of it won't be. So we need to put tape on one side and dimensionals on the other. So remember, that's the side, so that'll be already raised. So we want dimensionals on this side, yeah, and then that will go and the other thing. So let me show you that card which is finished, and then we can have a play with some other stuff. So here it is finished. All right, so I stamped my birds, I did my grass, I've put that down to dimensionals on this, dimensionals on this side, but then just stuck it to there, and dimensionals on these, and then I've added my little pebble embellishments. Isn't that cool? Now, if you don't want a Happy Father's Day, you could stamp it with Happy Birthday or whatever you need. So that's what I tend to do. I would tend to get the packet out, sort out the bits I need, work out what goes for what card and set them aside, do my stamping, and then put it together. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I've got ink on my hands, which is not good. So I'm getting ink where I don't want it. So I've got some there, but that's okay. I'd make sure cover that up so we're all good. Okay. So I'll show you. So that's card one. The second card is the one with the blue, my favorite color. So you can see that we've got our striped piece, then we're adding this, then we're adding our image, and then we've got this little bit going at the bottom. So they are all flat, I believe, because they're all tape. And then we're going to stamp. So there's some stamping here and some birds. Oh, there's one. Is there one there too? Now, I don't know if I did that on my card. I'll have to check and see. Did I? Oh, I forgot to stamp. I'll see if I can quickly fix it now. I didn't follow the instructions. I'm going to quickly see if I can. I'm taking my bike off. I missed that. I'm going to restamp and put it back on. Let's see if I can do that. So follow the instructions. All right. So I was meant to have. So we've got some grasses there. One will have to be a bit higher up. So one there. And then there's what? Another one. Did they stamp just one side? No, they didn't. Did they stamp? Yes, they did. Yeah, and then one over here is no, just one side. Here we go. All right, so then I could put my bike back, and you'd never know. Like so. Okay, there we go. All right, so laying it. So do the stamping before you start putting it together, and then we've got Happy Birthday, Older, Wiser, Better, and the bike, which is very cool. So for our last one, don't want to get ink where I don't want it, we're using this card base, and this is where our circles come into play. Circles and the other circle, which is really nice, and then layering it up, and this is what it's going to look like. So we've got our image, you're a lifesaver, hence the buoyancy vest and oars and things, and then hey dad. And we've done a little bit of stamping in the background before we put it together. So if you have a look on here, you do this stamping and the sentiments, and then you put it all together. So these are the 3 cards that were designed in the kit. And you can make them exactly like that, all good. And you can do them all like that. But what I thought was, and I thought we'd have a play today, is we're going to change it up a little bit and actually make more from the kit. Okay, you could try and use just what's in the kit, or you may be able to supplement a little bit more. So we'll have a little play and see. So my plan was to have a play beforehand and come up with some ideas, but I've had quite a few classes and things recently and I just haven't had a chance to play. So we're going to have a play together. So to me, this card here is front and back. What I would tend to do is cut it in half and then make it a card front of each. Now this is our A4. This is thick basic white cardstock. Our cards, if I fold it in half, are a little bit longer and narrower. So we're going to have to trim a little bit off this. And you can put it straight on, or I've brought in, because I happen to have them, you don't have to, some other colours that coordinate that you could kind of use in the background. Now I've just had an idea right here now, if you didn't have some colour cardstock, to make a border, and I don't know if it's going to work, but we could have a try. So I'm going to get a piece of white. I think I've only got thick in front of me, which I'd rather use standard. So let me see if I can find a piece of standard cardstock I can use. If not, we'll just use thick for the meantime. Have I got a white piece? Okay, and I'm thinking about how we can, if you don't have any coloured cardstock in the colour, we can make it in this colour. So I don't know if this is going to work. We are trying it together, so bear with me and let's see. And then I'll try it with coloured cardstock too. So I'm going to get a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to cut it the size I want. I'm going to have a bit of a, let's have a bit of a border. So I'm going to make it 13.8 by 9.5. Is that going to be too much? Let's make one. I just might make it 10 by 14.3. Let's go with that. Okay, so this is not pre-prepared. I am trying it on the spot, so who knows if it's going to work. Then let's go with 10 by 14.3. We need scrap paper or something. I could get really inky here. I'm going to gently swipe around the edge to give a bit of a green colour. And I'm going to put this aside to dry while I cut my other thing. So it doesn't have to be, it's going to be quite dark, I can see. Probably darker than the actual paper if I was to use it. Right, let's let that dry. And what I'm going to do next is cut this in half and then cut it to size. So we'll cut it down the middle. All right. So maybe I'm going to cut off a bit of each side and we're going to make it, that was 10, so let's make it, I'm going to go with a very narrow border, so 9.7. So let's try. So 9.7. So let's say maybe cut that much off that side and 9.7. We shall see. Height-wise, it's perfect. So can you see that now I've got that border? So let's have a look at the difference. So where's our card front? So I could put it straight on the white and you could raise it up with dimensionals. And then do that. What do you reckon? White or the border? I'm going to try it with the border just to see. That looks quite cool. Did you know that was ink and not the paper? So let's stick that together. Now they include tape in the kit. I do use tape sometimes, but for speed and stuff, I'm actually going to use glue today. Now I hope that dried and not getting ink. And you know what I should do? I should probably stamp on it before I do too much. All right. Let's, I don't know, is that going to work down there? Maybe I'll do one of those. Don't quite know what I'm doing. I have no idea. This is not prepared. It's just see how we go kind of thing. Let's do one on each side. Oh, Don't know. There we go. All right. I see Elizabeth is asking, can we get the kit? Still, I don't know if you can get this kit. I know you can get refills. So if we have subscribed and we want another kit of all the card parts, we can get that if you're a subscriber. But I don't know if you can subscribe now. You can subscribe for next month. And if it's, I'll have to check that out. Like sometimes if they've got stock left, they'll sell it. But I don't know if they've got stock left of this. So I'll have to look into that one. Okay, so let's put some birds in it. All right, so like that. Then we need to have a little see of what we've got and add a sentiment or something. And what I'll do is use the other side. I don't want to put that on because I feel it takes away from some of the image. I mean, I could maybe do it across the bottom and have a sentiment there or something. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing it by ear. Now, I probably want something kind of this size, like that, but then it's going to hang from somewhere. So that's not really going to work, is it? Because it's not hanging from something. Because it was kind of hanging from that on this card. So any thoughts? A border. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. So let's say we wanted to make it a happy birthday one. What's that? That's Happy Father's Day. Happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday's here. I'm just trying to think how. Well, I tell you what we could do. We could trim these off and then we could just do a happy birthday. I could do it up here or something like that. Couldn't I? I don't have to have it hanging. Or actually, I could have it hanging from the top. Okay, give me some suggestions. What do you think? Should we have it hanging this way, keep the bits, or cut them off and just have our thing like that? Or you could even just stamp directly Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday in there. If you'd had some ribbon or twine or something, you could have put that around. Yeah, all sorts of possibilities. I'm going to go with the Happy Birthday, which I've just lost already. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I need to put it on a block. Let's put it on this one. Is it going to fit? Yep. Ink it up. So like I say, I am just playing as we go. I'm going to do the rope on this one too because, it didn't work. Probably need to stamp it on my mat, which is where. I'm going to try and do, there's a bit of a smudge, so I'm going to try and hide it. Did that work better? Yay! All right, rope time. Just to kind of add to it. There we go. So I'll make some more of these later as well and show you. Okay, so we're going to adhere this down. Like I said, I prefer to use glue because it's quicker. I do like tape for some things. All right, let's glue this down. And of course, if you've got having some white card on hand to use as well would be quite good. And we're going to have that hanging from the top, but I will put that on with dimensionals. I feel it needs something else. I'm not quite sure what we can do at the bottom. Maybe we could put the bike on it. I don't know. Would that work? Karen likes the border and the sign at the top. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing something right. I haven't really done this kind of creating live. So, yeah, we shall have a play. All right, whoops, one bit stuck back down. So we'll have it there so we can kind of see our trees. There we go. Now we'll add some embellishment to it. We'll add a little cluster around there. So I don't know if you know, they're different sizes. There's some that are flatter and then some are more stone-like. So I will put, and we'll do one there, a flatter one. Maybe a stone one on top or something. No, that's not going to work. So at least we've got a bit of dimension, we've got a bit of colour. So it's quite, I thought something had happened. There we go. So, I mean, it's quite simple. But we still added to the image itself is quite stunning. So adding some birds, some stamping in our happy birthday is quite good. So that was our original. And then this is what we have kind of done. So there you go. So what I want to do now is use the back piece, and we'll make a card with that. If I can see where I put it. I cut it. Is it on my trimmer? It is on my trimmer. So I guess, do we do a border or not a border? So I've got white. Maybe this one, because it's quite a busy pattern, we'll try without. We'll do it at 10 centimeters. How does that work? Like that. It's not quite the same top or bottom, so I might trim a little bit more off just to see. Again, it's maybe we'll make it 9.5, and then it should be fairly even around. Hopefully that's not too much. There we go. All right. So there, that's from the back of the card. It makes a very cool background. Now I'm probably going to have to use more a square image or a circle image or something on this one. Now I don't know if you know, you can't quite see it yet, but in the new catalogue, and I can't open it, there is a suite in this catalogue that matches this. So you could buy the paper or things and supplement it as well. That looks kind of a bit too busy. What about if we were to do this? That looks quite cool. I quite like that. Now I've added no extra border around there, but I do quite like that. So basically, I see some people have just joined us. So if you're wondering what we're doing, I showed you the kit. I showed what was in the kit. I have showed the cards that the kit makes, and now we're making a few alternatives. So I've cut this card in half. This is the front, and this is the back. So I'm going to do it like that. And I tend to probably make more birthday than... We could do a thanks card. Will thanks fit on here? Let's do a thanks card. I'm not sure if it's quite going to fit. What I'm going to do to try it is I'm going to do it on the back. See if it fits, and then if it does, it might just... Yeah, let's try now. It's a bit of a border, but I think we might be able to get away with it. Thanks. Kind of do that. Don't quite think the pebble things are going to work on this one. We probably don't want to add more of that. It would be a bit much. We have got this. Maybe we could cut it down and add a strip. I don't know. I'm just playing, seeing, or maybe just keeping it simple like that. But I will put this on dimensionals. What are your thoughts? Whoops, sticking all over the place. So remember, the kits come with dimensionals too, and your adhesives, and your first one will come with that block. So if you don't have blocks, you get a block with the first kit, and you can keep using that with all the other kits. So you can sign up for a just pay as you go, pay every month, and you get charged on the 11th of the month after you've signed up. Well, you sign up, and then the next month you get charged on the 11th. And then if you want to put a month on hold, you can as well. So I reckon do that. I'm not going to put that one on dimensionals, maybe just at the end. All right. So there was a question of whether we can still get this kit. I know you can get refills. I'm not sure if you can still buy this kit if you sign up. I'm not sure. I'd have to check that one out. There we go. So that's quite simple. That one had the border, and again with this, to me, you know, we've got front and back. You could again make a card front if we've got some more white. for card bases, or if you happen to have coloured, you could even go for a coloured card base. But I know that you may not have it in those coloured. I'll just show you an example and then I'll do it white. So for example, you know, if you had that on there, it might look quite nice against the brown contrast instead of the white. Or you could do a little brown border and then the white. Okay, so what I wanted to do was show you the kit, show you the cards, show you how you can change it. I did, like I say, want to be a bit more prepared and have lots of samples, but yeah, life has been busy with classes and school and family and stuff, so I didn't quite get there. Maybe we could put that down and then this under it would look quite nice. So we'll measure this and then make this a bit smaller. So you can, what's the word, extend your kit. So I'm going to cut it in half where it was and then we'll make it work. So this is, what is it? 9.5, 9.6, I guess, by 14. So let's make this, we'll try 9.2 and see what it's like. By 14, we'll make it about that. We'll see what that looks like. Would be just a narrow border. You could go for wider. That's pretty good. I just quite like that extra layer. I've got no idea what I'm going to put on this one, but there you go. So we'll have a play with this and then we'll finish up and I'm going to show you the in colors and some of the new product. So you did get to see some of the new in colors last week, but I'm also going to share about the in color club that I'm doing. So let's finish up this. But it's quite cool how you can get more cards out of your pack, if that kind of thing appeals. So we could do that. Is this the same color? We could do another border around this one if we wanted. I don't know what you think, or just across. Let me try it. So that is mine. Let's try 9.5. And look, even the strip piece you could use on another card. So that's cool. What did I say the width was? 9.2, I think. I don't know. Does that fit? Or that way? That way? And then that kind of thing. You could do that too. And then we could stamp on that. I'm not sure. What do you reckon? Need some input. Let's stamp some birds. Birds in the sky are good. We'll stamp some more grassy things. What did we do on our original? Oh yeah, we stamped kind of over here, didn't we? But that's on the path. I'm going to stamp it a bit higher and we'll put some pebbles there. There maybe, and here. And then we can put, and I'll put a sentiment here. So I'm going to put that on. So obviously I have used some extra card stock here, which you may not have, but you know, that's okay. Just use what you've got. And I'm probably going to put that on dimensionals. The good thing I like about glue is you can adjust it. You can if you're careful with the, what do you call it? With the tape too, but you've got to sort of know how it works. And then we could put, you know, our sentiment kind of there. I'm going for thanks because I need lots of thanks cards. So I'm going to do another thank you card. And this one just kind of fits in. Whoops. It does, but it doesn't, if you know what I mean. We'll make it fit. And then I'm going to put some pebbles around my, or rocks, whatever you want to call them, around my little, except that looks upside down. I don't want to use too many because I need them for other cards as well. Let's do 2 of those. I'll do 1 of each. Well, thank you for being patient with me as I played and explored and see what we could do. I can't really move it now. All right. Like that, maybe. All right, dimensionals, and we'll leave it there. But can you see how you can you know, play, do more, expand your kit, or make it as is. Particularly if you're going somewhere, you don't want to take extra stuff. You just make the kits cards as it is. So there is, you know, lots of potential without having to add too much. All right. So we're going to do it sort of in the center. I do like blue, so this one definitely appeals. And then I'm going to put that on dimensionals as well. All right. So if you've missed out on this kit, I will look into whether you can still get it or not in any way. If you become a subscriber, which would mean you'd get the next one, but I'm not sure. We'll look into it. You can sign up for the next one. So sign up by the 10th of May, and then they get shipped out on the 11th of May. So that'll be quite a different kit. All right, so let's take a look at the originals and then what I've done. So these are the cards, or let's put my lid on. Where's my lid? This is a nice, inky, juicy ink pad, by the way. It's very good. These are the original. Okay, these are the ones that the kit makes. They're great, and you can obviously make the sentiments fit what you want. And then these are the 3 that I've created. So these 2 from one card base, front and back. And then this is from another one. So obviously I needed to add in the white. Oh, that one hasn't stuck down because I didn't take the backing off. Or did I? Just didn't stick. So you do need some thick basic white for that. And then if I've added the color around that just with my ink pad. That was a good thought at the last minute. All right, there we go. So I hope you like that. And the other thing, once you're a subscriber, you can buy the additional dies too. So this is a little die set here that will coordinate with this one and other ones as well. The next 2 kits that are coming. So that's a bit of a giveaway for what's coming up. You can kind of make a sign, and then you could put, you could have something hanging and die cut it and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of possibilities with this. You can, if you're a subscriber, you can add this to an order. Cool. So any questions? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She likes what I've done. And I missed seeing what Joanne's idea was, so I'll have to look back and see what that was. So I appreciate you watching. So let me tell you about the In Colour Club. Now, where are my ink pads? Here they are. So these are the 5 in colours. Now, I did share them last week, so you may have seen them already. Hydrangea Hue, Peaceful Pine, Snap. It's the same as the one in the ink in the kit. Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, and Golden Glow. So they are the 5 in colours with the exciting new magnetic ink pads. So easy to do. You can even open it with one hand. None of this trying to slide and things. So initially it's just the ink colours that will be in this new style of ink pad. Others will come later. So my In Colour Club includes these ink pads, the ink refills that go with them, because I do find it very useful having the ink refills. It includes a half pack of cardstock. So here's the cardstock for the in colours. So you'll get, in your colour of the month, half a pack. So that gives you enough to make quite a few card bases. You'll also get your colour in the designer series paper with the stripes and dots and circles and things. So you'll get that in the in colour. You'll also get the shimmer paper, which I haven't brought in, but here is it in the crisp cantaloupe. You can see that kind of a little bit sparkling there. You'll get ribbon, so you'll get 1/5 of a roll, so you don't have to buy the whole. Whoops, these are certainly coming out. You don't have to buy the whole thing. You'll get 1/5 of that. You'll also get the embellishments, which are very exciting. We have the dots and also the butterflies, but I haven't brought the butterflies in here, so they're in the 5 colours. I'm just trying to think if there's something else. There might be. I'll have to check my post about it. but you can sign up and get a variety of these things. So you sign up for 5 months. Each month you'll get one color. So you might get hydrangea hue, and you'll get, you know, the ink pad, the ink refills, the ribbon, the cardstock, the shimmer paper, the designer series paper, the embellishments, and if you wish, you can add on the stamping blends and the shimmer pens. I'd love to show you the shimmer pens, but they haven't come out for us to purchase yet. They will come out soon. They're like a Wink of Stella, and they're kind of sparkly pens, but they're in that particular color, so you can buy them in the different colors and things. So you sign up, it's $85 per month plus shipping, or you can pick it up from me, and then add on blends and shimmer pens if you wish. That's optional. So need to sign up by the 11th of May, and then I'll start ordering and sending those out. So if you want more details, get in contact with me. But it's a great way to get some mail each month with an exciting little package of your color and things to play with. You can have a play. I'll send a card as well in your color to give you an example. And then you slowly build up your collection, and you're spreading out the costs as well, which is really cool. All right, so any questions about that, do let me know. And I will be sharing soon about my paper share, which is the papers in here. It's just a little bit tricky because I'm not allowed to open up and show you inside yet. But I will be, over the long weekend, I'll be packaging these up ready to send out. So for those that have ordered from me, be on the lookout for that. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed today our paper pumpkin and our wonderful cards and our variations. So as you can see, there's lots of possibilities of making them as is or changing them up and creating more cards from your pack. And next month is a completely different card kit. So all sorts of exciting new things, and you can get refill packs. Like if you've already ordered this and you want to make more, you can order a refill pack. You don't get the ink spot and the stamps, you just get all the stuff inside, which is cool. All right, so please reach out to me if you've got any questions. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe so you get notified of when I'm doing lives and stuff. And yeah, feel free to sign up to my newsletter, and I'll share more information about in color clubs, paper share, all that kind of thing. So I'm having a quick look for questions and stuff. So thank you for being here today. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. And if you do have any questions, please let me know. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.